Welcome to Coffee Talk with Angel and Nathaniel, where we'll be discussing insurance-oriented advice as well as heart-to-heart interviews with some special guests from the department. From silly insurance stories to suggested insurance coverages, there will be something here for everyone. So today, our special guest is Kathy Lawson. She is our Manager of Insurance, Client Relations, and Accounting. That's a big title, Kathy.
Welcome.
Yes, welcome.
I'm so happy that you were able to make it down here to chat with us.
Yes.
Very excited.
Thank you.
We know you're a busy woman, so thank you for taking time. So Nathaniel and I are going to take turns asking you questions. The first question will be a little bit work-related. So Kathy, tell us about your role here at AAA.
Okay. So actually, I have the pleasure of working with the account managers and the accounting team. My job here is I'm focused on improving the overall retention of the agency, building client relationships, really in an effort to create new opportunities and to grow the agency.
Awesome.
That's fantastic.
It
and
is.
I work with Kathy personally, so it's definitely a pleasure, and I help with her whole process as well. So the question that I have is, what led you to this career?
So that is actually always a funny question because I've always asked a lot of people, what did bring you to this?
Right.
And when you ask somebody, they never say, oh, I've always wanted to be an insurance agent,
Right.
because that's not where I started.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually a computer programmer before I started in insurance. Then I stayed home with the kids. Once I stayed home with the kids, when I went back to work, that's not something that you can just jump right back into doing.
Right.
So went to work at a small agency, or I thought was a small agency, which was not really a small agency, and was supposed to be a receptionist, and then ended up being a more of a insurance person. They asked me to get my insurance license,
Nice.
and lo and behold, I got my insurance license and moved from there, came to AAA about 16 years ago. So I've always considered being an insurance person is actually being in the land of misfits. So because that really does seem to be what happens.
Yes,
Is everybody
we
just
all
kind
are
of
misfits.
and this is where you just kind of end up.
Yeah.
That's right. We all just land here, right?
That's
Just land
all of
and-
our stories are similar, where we started out doing something else, and by chance
Exactly.
we ended up here, the best place to work ever.
That's right. Absolutely agreed, right? That's why we're all here.
That's
And
right.
16 years, that's a long time. You've seen a lot of transitions, changes, I would say, in AAA, right? And you're still here, so that's awesome.
I am still here.
Yes,
are.
that is a role model for us all, that if you can make it 16 years anywhere,
That's
then
right.
definitely that's a positive place to work. So
That's
I agree with that.
awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so next question's a little bit less work related, so we'll talk about it. What's one thing most people don't know about you, or do you have a hidden talent? We kind of wanted to go either way just in case one didn't apply. So tell us about that.
Okay. I think I told Nathaniel I'm kind of an open book to most people. But I don't know if it's really a hidden talent or people don't know, but I'm actually a gardener. So when the weather is decent, really doesn't have to be decent really. As soon as the weekend hits, I am outside. As soon as the sun is up, I am outside, and I normally don't come back in the house until dark. And even at dark, I still sit outside on the patio or on the dock and don't come back in until late.
So you love about it, it's a stress reliever?
It is a stress
Okay.
reliever. It's sitting outside and enjoying the work that I do, the
Yes.
accomplishments, seeing all the flowers, the vegetables, and the funny thing is I don't actually eat the vegetables. I just grow them.
Sure.
I don't really like vegetables. I just grow them. I
Okay.
don't really eat them. I just grow them. But yeah, I just love seeing everything out there, and I live kind of out in the country, so.
So is it more just the aspect of raising something and seeing the growth in it, or is it just is it particular types of flowers that you prefer, or is it more the scenery, or is it just you like to see things grow?
It's actually more the relaxation of the whole thing, because it can really be even pulling weeds. My favorite, actually, I like. It was actually a Mother's Day present. It's a weed trimmer. I love to weed eat.
You're a low maintenance gift receiver.
I really am. So yeah, I mean, I do all the yard work besides mowing, because when I mow over trees.
Okay.
Small trees.
All right.
Small trees. But yeah, I do all the yard work.
So in retirement, we're looking at landscaping.
That's right.
Career after the insurance career. So
That's right. A second iteration of Kathy.
lawn and gardening.
That
Love
would be
it.
me.
I love it. So I always joke and say we work in insurance. It's kind of an intangible thing.
Right.
So that's kind of a tangible thing that you're doing, touching, feeling. So that's awesome.
And there's nothing wrong with playing with dirt.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
It's very healthy.
Very stress relieving. That's right.
Yes.
That's right. Yes.
So back to the work related. Why would you recommend AAA as the agency to work for? You've been here for 16 years, so obviously there's something about AAA that's, that should be known for people that don't know about AAA. So why would you recommend AAA?
I think with AAA, it's the stability of AAA, because it's not just an agency. It's an agency within a AAA club.
Right.
Or when you work for an agency, you don't always have the benefits that you do when you work for a corporation or something like AAA. At an agency, you don't normally get the 401ks, you don't get the health benefits. With my last agency, that was the issue there. I had 2 small kids and I had no health insurance. At one point, they stopped offering those, so that went away, which is why I came here. So I do think that's why most people do tend to stay at AAA.
Sure.
That's a good point.
Absolutely. I think it's a trusted brand, and I know that's something that you talk about in our interviews when people are coming on board. It's a trusted brand. Everybody's heard of it, so that's a big deal.
Whether they know we have insurance or not.
That's
Right.
another. That's
That
another
is.
battle. That's another
Right.
show for a different day.
That's another conversation.
That's right. Okay, so back to the more fun. Talk to me a little bit about how do you prefer to start your day? So I know you're not getting up and going straight to the garden. There has to be a little bit more. So what do you do at the beginning of your day?
Well, I get up really early.
Yes.
Always very early.
Okay. What is very early?
4:30 or 5.
Okay, that's very early.
Yeah,
So-
I get up really early.
When the birds start chirping,
That's
you're out
right.
there with them saying, "Hey, I'm here too."
That's right.
I am up early. I don't sleep much. I don't know. I like to just get up and get things rolling. Start my day. I'm normally on before anybody else gets on. I put everything in OneNote. I check my OneNote to see what it is I have planned for my day. Making sure everything is on track. Not that it stays that way
Right.
once I start working, but I do make sure that everything is flowing and on. And
Do you have a ritual? Like, do you get dressed and then eat breakfast, or do you eat breakfast then get dressed, or what does that look like personally?
well, unfortunately, my husband sleeps in, so
Okay.
I try to be quiet. I get up, take my shower, get ready, and go downstairs, and I wait for him to wake up.
Gotcha.
Um,
So you're not a coffee drinker, is that correct? So you don't start your day with coffee?
it depends on the morning.
Okay.
If it's not coffee, it's water.
Okay.
Right.
So,
Who wants
there's
water to wake up?
I don't know. I do.
Maybe if it's accompanied by a sand and a beach, I'll take
Right.
water, but
Right.
not in a cup.
There's
Not in a
that,
cup. That's
So
right.
no, and then once he wakes up, I go upstairs, and because that is where I work now, since I'm not always in the office, and flip on the light and go to work.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Thank you.
I'll go back to the more work related. So, what's one professional skill you're currently working on?
I guess my last VP would tell you what I had to work on was I have a slight problem, I guess, with delegating work. I tend to try to do everything myself. I like to help people do what they need to
Right.
do. But I tend to, my own stuff, I do try to tend to do it all myself. But I have started delegating.
I was gonna say,
Yes.
I think
Nathaniel.
I think there's somebody in this room that could
Yes.
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 So that is something that I have been definitely doing more of, and especially since I have found Nathaniel,
Yes.
that has been much easier for me to do.
I try to make things as easy as possible. If I
Yes.
can take things off of your plate, that's
Yeah.
what I do.
Yeah. So actually working with Nathaniel has been great, and delegating has been really easy to do, and then we collaborate a lot together and to make sure that things are going smoothly for the team. So which has been great.
It has
Well,
been great.
I think it's great too to have somebody to bounce ideas off of, right? And you've seen, because he worked for you as an employee, you've seen that he's a trusted person, follows through with the things you assign, so that probably makes it a little bit easier, right?
It does.
Yeah,
It
that's
does.
awesome.
And that's the collaboration process is the key to success for
Sure.
any team.
Yep.
I mean, if you do it by yourself, they can get overwhelmed. Then you won't want to go gardening because
That's right.
you're going to be stressed out.
You'll be doing other activities.
Right.
There's no I in team,
Right.
Kathy. There's no I in team. Okay, next fun one. Well, I don't know if it's fun, but it's definitely not work related. What do you do to turn things around when you're having a bad day? You can't use gardening again. That's
Yes.
off
That's
the
right, off the
table.
board.
Yeah.
If it's during work hours, I would say one, I probably chat Nathaniel. Two, I probably will get up and walk outside. Just take a brief walk. Otherwise, it's probably go to the gym.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm at the gym a lot. If
Awesome.
I'm not at home, I'm
Good.
at the gym.
Good. Will you go for me? If you could do that, that would be great.
I can do
Can you
that.
make that an extra day in for me? That would be
I
awesome.
can
You're
do
all
that.
about delegating,
I
so I'm
really am.
delegating this to
Right.
you.
Sure, I can do that.
Okay,
So,
awesome. Well, thank you.
Another question, work related or in the realm of work, is what's one thing that surprised you about working at AAA? I know you've been here for 16 years, so you've seen a lot in the whole spectrum of what AAA is about. But what's one thing that surprised you? Now, that's whether when you first started or along the 16 years, this is something that surprised you. So either one is fine.
I guess when I first got here, it was the longevity. Because that didn't, it's not that I didn't see it at other places that I worked, but AAA really had the most longevity that I've ever seen in a place that I've ever worked. So that was something that was really kind of an oddity. And then some of the people that I did work with, they left, but then lo and behold, they came back. And multiple people that I worked
Right.
with left and came back. So that kind of told me that the grass was not always greener on the other side.
Sure.
Now, of course, there are always people who leave and don't come back. And,
Right.
it just wasn't the place for them. Because, it's not always for the right person. But I don't always think it's always greener on the other side. So.
No, and I can definitely agree with that. When I had my orientation where you meet the different people from the different departments or management from different departments, to hear the tenure where somebody had been here 25 years, and it's like, that's something that you don't see in an insurance agency or I won't say insurance agency because we do have our agency, like you said, within the club, but because of the brand, to have so many people that have been here for so long is definitely encouraging that you don't have to worry about, I don't want to say you have to worry about turnover, but the impression is that there isn't a lot of turnover because you have so many seasoned people that are here.
That's
so
right,
that's
that's
a
right.
positive thing, I would agree.
So we have like a 25-year club, is that correct?
We do have a 25-year club, but there's people who have, this is the only job they've ever had.
Wow.
A friend of mine here, she's worked here since she was 18 years
wow.
old.
Oh, wow.
So I know that the last time they had the 25-year club meeting, they actually had to rent it somewhere because the number of people were larger than had been in the past. So that right there
That's a
speaks
surprise
to
right there. That's a
to the
surprise.
tenure of the
Yeah.
folks here. Yeah. All right. We are at the last question of the day.
Yes.
It seems to be this one is the sticking point with everybody.
Yes.
Right? Okay, so I'm going to hit you with it. What's one song or artist that you're embarrassed to admit that you like?
So yeah, this one was a hard one. And
Uh-huh.
this is one that I even told Nathaniel that I was going to be surprised at my own answer for this one.
Good.
I even said I might actually fire him over this whole thing.
Okay. All right.
But but no, he's staying. Really, he's staying
For now.
But for now, he is staying.
Till you see the edited version.
Until I see
Right.
the edited version of this, but no. I don't think I'm actually embarrassed over anything that I like because music is a preference.
Mm-hmm.
I actually grew up with bluegrass music because my family is my parents are much older, so bluegrass music is a little different, a little twangy to listen to. But I listen to anything, anything and everything. My preference right now is probably country music, but at the gym, I would tell you that the music is probably more of this new, I guess it's probably hip hop.
Ooh, you're aging yourself right now.
I don't know what it's called, but that. But I can pretty much listen to anything. I would say if anybody probably hears me listen to AC/DC, that would probably mean I am in a not very good mood.
Got it.
Okay.
Got it.
So
Getting yourself pumped.
Right.
So if you
Right.
hear me listen to that, I am probably in a very odd mood.
So if we see you angrily pulling weeds with headphones on, we can
Right.
assume that it's AC/DC out
yeah,
there.
but I do like AC/DC, but but I can listen to. I mean, I like the Eagles. I like CCR. I mean, I can listen to music from the '50s. I can.
So what's one bluegrass artist? Because I'm
Oh,
not
I can't
familiar
tell you
with-
artists.
Oh,
See,
you just
that is my
know the
problem.
genre,
I
but
just
not
know.
the actual artist. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
can
I
listen
think
to
that's
anything.
awesome. I think that also shows you're very well rounded because I
Yes.
feel the same way.
Mm-hmm.
I love something of every genre, listening to different things. I think that makes you a well-rounded person. So good for you. That's a great answer. See?
does.
Wasn't embarrassing
I was
at all.
going to tell Nathaniel Weird Al Yankovic, but I have no
There's
idea
nothing wrong with
anything
that
about
either.
Weird Al.
Does he
Yankovic.
actually sing?
I don't know.
Okay.
I just know of this person.
He's parodies,
Yes,
right?
he's a
Yeah.
parody
Okay.
guy. So basically, he
Yeah.
just takes other people's songs, changes the lyrics on it.
Oh, that's
and
right. That's right.
There you
Makes
go.
them funny.
So,
Yeah.
So yeah.
I will say, years ago, just because she was my boss at one time, I actually ended up at a Yanni concert.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Okay.
That was different. Yeah, his hair and the flipping was something else. I will not forget that concert.
So I think we're safe. We have like 2 or 3 subscribers, so I don't think you've offended anybody with
Not
that
at
Yanni
all.
comment. So we're good.
Or we may pick up some subscribers.
That's right.
That are fans of Yanni and bluegrass.
That's
So,
right.
you know,
Yeah, Yanni, I would not go back to that.
Okay. All right. That's funny. Well, thank you very much. Thank you all for joining in to this episode of Coffee Talk with Kathy.
All right. Thank Kathy for being with us on our second episode of Coffee Talk. Stay tuned to future episodes as we learn more about our staff and, we get to know everyone. Because again, this is everyday conversations with everyday people. So thanks for stopping by.